That is not how you meditate, trying to hold your mind still. I could try and hold this cup of water still for hours, and it would never, ever become still. I will die and become still before this water does. So, how can we make this cup of water perfectly still? Put it down. Yes, when it first comes down, it moves more. Remember that, when you first let go, it always moves more. Leave it down. Okay, now, Alex. Honestly, that water, how still is it?
Very still.
Yes! A big round of applause for my... Usually when they do this on TV, you've got a beautiful girl. Alex, he's good enough. So, that's what happens. Now the meaning of that simile, that is your mind. Our goal is to be still. And how do we get our mind still? You try and make it still, hold it still, it never becomes still. You waste so much time. You put lots of effort into it and it moves more. Those of you who've been meditating, have you found that out yourself? Now the trick of meditation is putting it down, letting it go. What we mean by that is not wanting anything, not trying to get anywhere, not trying to get rid of things. Letting go of desire, wanting, and just being. All wanting takes you away from the goal. All ill will just makes you a prisoner of the past. So really let things go. Past and future vanish. We sit there, just watching in silence. That's all. And the mind becomes more and more all by itself. Like the waves on a lake. You don't need to pat those waves down or take an arm and smooth out the lake. That creates more waves. The waves are there because of a cause, which is the wind. The wind causes those waves. If we could somehow make sure there's no wind blowing on that lake, we would just have to wait, and the waves will get less and less and less until that lake is perfectly still, like a sheet of glass, like a mirror. And when that lake is perfectly still, like a mirror, then and only then will it perfectly reflect the moon and the stars and all the forests and mountains surrounding that lake. Only then, as the Buddha said, can we see things as they truly are. We can understand life only when our mind is as still as a mountain lake, which perfectly reflects everything above and around it. That is how this works. So there you are, doing absolutely nothing, just being as passenger, and then meditation happens, and we don't do things. Stillness just comes. What do we mean by stillness? What happens just in this present moment? And the darkness in your head starts to vanish. You literally start to wake up. You develop energy. Energy can come from many sources. It can come from vitamin C, vitamin coffee, which is supposed to be here. That's borrowing energy. The real energy comes from stillness. It's an amazing thing. I've been arguing this. This is for those people doing psychology, neurology, Alzheimer's disease, dementia. Most people keep saying, use it or lose it. As you get old, be active, play mahjong, do Sudoku puzzles, exercise your brain, otherwise you're going to get dementia. I totally disagree with that as a meditator, someone who knows the way the mind works. Keep the mind perfectly still. Then it energizes. It's amazing just how powerful your mind can become. Most old people, they don't exercise it, they don't keep it still. They just allow it to wander this way and that way, whatever. That's not going to help. But keep it perfectly still. You realize the energy, the power of your mind. I don't know, all the monks I used to know, they were really old. Some over 100. They were perfectly clear. I never knew a monk who had dementia. I don't know if I read these days. It doesn't seem to happen. Because they know how to keep their mind still and get energy. Because what happens, this is a general principle, but very important to understand in meditation. You waste so much mental energy doing things, thinking things, worrying about things which you don't need to worry about, you don't need to think about. How inefficient is the use of your brain? Because of that, we get tired. We lose our mental energy because we do too much. Our mind runs around so much, it gets exhausted. So just stop. Be still. First of all, you'll find you get tired. You get sleepy. Welcome. This is what's supposed to happen. Please, if you do get sleepy in meditation, never fight it. Just be with it. Don't try and get rid of it. That's just more your will, more control. Just be still. And you will find, if you do this properly, the sleepiness and tiredness doesn't last very long. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You stay still. Instead of wasting the little energy you've got fighting, you're just still, the energy comes back. The energy comes from stillness. And soon, you're awake. You just carry on being still, and you become super awake. The energy starts arising in your mind. You're not just aware, you are super aware. Everything you see, you hear, you feel. It's like, now I really am awake, I'm not in a mist anymore. Colours become deeper and brighter than you've ever seen before. You can smell, instead of like 5%, 100%, and it's rich. Even the food you eat becomes more tasty. As your mind is just so sensitive and powerful, you can taste anything, and it's just so rich. When your mind is being energized.